appointed RFK Jr. how the measles cases are doing in this country.
Why don't you tell me, Brian?
This is somebody who the Democrats, we had no bearing on RFK Jr. How are measles cases doing right now?
Well, maybe we should talk about where the measles cases are coming from. They're coming from communities that came over the border who are not vaccinated. So we can talk about that next time.
It's always brown people's fault.
Brian Tyler Cohen is right. It's always the brown people. Over the next few months until the midterms, you're going to see so much bigotry, anti-Semitism, white supremacy, white grievance, white fear-mongering, white replacement theory. You're going to think that you're living in a different time. You are. Because we're going back to chattel slavery time. This is what black people have experienced on a very, very small scale. You're just now looking into a keyhole of what people that don't look like me or talk like me or sound like me have experienced for 400 damn years. And you know why it's been 400 years? Because there's not enough people that look like me that are willing to get your hands dirty. You ever seen a weed? You ever get like one of those hoes and you kind of like just scrape the surface and you take the weed off and then about a week later it grows back? That's what white people have done. You've done just enough so you don't have to look at it. The bare minimum. And when it grows back, you just take the top off again. Because you're not willing to get down on your hands and knees, put on a pair of gloves, dig a hole and grab it by the roots and yank it out. You don't want to be uncomfortable. Every white person in this country that sits on their lazy, privileged asses and doesn't speak out because it doesn't affect you, you're no different than MAGA. If you see somebody drowning in a pool, oh, I'd love to help you, but I don't want to get wet. I have my good clothes on. That's exactly what you're doing. Because that's the problem. Donald Trump is not the problem with America. He is a symptom of the moral rot that white people have ignored for 400 damn years. And even now, with concentration camps, when over 50 people have died, when women are sexually assaulted, when kids are trying to take their lives with plastic knives, you know what you're doing, white people? Watching Ted Lasso. Gonna watch Spider-Man. Gonna go watch a baseball game and eat a hot dog. Go take a walk. Go to the gym, because it doesn't affect you. Evil succeeds when good people do nothing. White supremacy succeeds and flourishes when white people do nothing. That's why we're here. This is a white person problem. And if this country doesn't make it, it's going to be on you and people that look like me. And I'm going to remember every single damn person that shut their mouth and put their heads up their asses and just did what I did. You know, there was another time in history where this happened, and it involved 7 million Jews in Nazi Germany because it didn't affect them. And every single time somebody was picked off, every single neighbor that saw it happening shut their mouth because it didn't affect them. This is why we're here. This is why Donald Trump was elected. Because they didn't want a black woman. That's it. You're so stuck on the damn midterms. I don't care who wins. I really, in my heart, I don't give a damn. In fact, I would rather have the Republicans win. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't think that white people in this country are willing to get their hands dirty. So I say burn the whole thing to the ground. Until you white people, I know what color I am, until you suffer and get a fraction of what it's like to be black, until you feel helpless, maybe then you'll give a shit about somebody else. How could you sit by with concentration camps and watch fucking Ted Lasso? It doesn't affect me. There's nothing I can do. I can't go on a general strike. I need money. Do you know what black people have gone through? Like, they're treated differently. They're called the N-word. They have to give a talk to their kids for when white cops pull them over. Their houses are redlined. They're appraised at different prices, their houses. They're paid less. And what? I'm sorry, you don't have money. Oh, it must be really hard, poor white person. It must be hard. It's because you're not willing to be uncomfortable. And I would guarantee you, the vast majority of people that don't do anything, you don't post on social media about what's happening. You don't post on Instagram or Facebook. You don't talk to your friends and family. You won't even put a flag upside down. And only 8 million of you got off your lazy asses on a Saturday and protested a white participation trophy. That's how much you don't give a shit. There's a scripture I always use. It's called "Faith without works is dead." I don't want to hear white people say the right things. I want to see you do it. It's not enough to say that I'm not racist. You have to call it out, but you don't want to get your hands dirty. You would rather just take the top of the weed off with the hoe. And that's what happened during the Civil War. We might have won the battle, but the Confederate won the war. Because now the Confederates are wearing red hats. And their leader of the Confederacy is in the White House, their Grand Wizard. It's up to you, white people. If this country fails, it's going to be because enough of you didn't think it would affect you. First, they came for the immigrants, but I wasn't an immigrant, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the Muslims who were here on a visa, but I didn't say anything because I had to watch Ted Lasso. Then they came for the transgender athletes, but I had to go watch Major League Baseball, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the black people, but I had to go to work because I needed money. And then they came for me, and there was nobody left to thank for me. Remember that, white people. This country's going to fail, and it's going to be because of your silence, because you were unwilling to get on your knees and get your hands dirty. Have a white day.